Anti-personnel mines and unexploded ordnance plague many communities internationally. These war remnants have resulted in injury and death for thousands of people, and millions still remain, violating the human rights of freedom from cruel and unusual punishment, life, and security of person. Governing bodies and NGOs must continue to work together and further develop efficient manual clearing techniques, electronic clearing techniques, and mine awareness education, as well as further push for the end of mine production and global disarmament to eradicate this global threat lurking beneath the soil. Anti-personnel mines and unexploded ordnance violate the human right of freedom from cruel and unusual punishment, and they maim unsuspecting civilians in many cases, leave them with permanent injuries. Landmines are used as weapons to inflict lasting damage and permanently disable their victims. There are many hidden minefields, not only in Middle Eastern or Asian countries, but also in South American countries like Nicaragua, where disguised explosive mines are so well hidden it is unsafe to travel by roadway in some areas. Since clearing a minefield takes a lot of time and money, identifying and clearing millions have been a daunting task. Mines from the Soviet era still remain in countries like Vietnam. These anti-personnel mines release sharp fragments, or as publisher Regina Griffin states, a spray of 760 steel balls over a 60-degree angle. One popular design of anti-personnel mine was dubbed the Bouncing Betty. This unique anti-personnel mine was designed to maim a large group of people by first ejecting into the air up to waist height and then erupting into a blast of steel balls and shrapnel. Other mines have delayed blast after the triggers was activated, allowing for more victims to be drawn in for the maiming blast of shrapnel. These mines are still being produced in many countries and pose a serious threat to the human right of freedom from cruel and unusual punishment. Anti-personnel mines infringe on the human right to life and security of person. Many civilians have found their own land contaminated by deadly menaces and therefore unusable due to the risk to human life. An interesting case study of land contamination in Lebanon. Due to the Israeli withdrawal from southern Lebanon in 2000, they left behind war remnants that will haunt the civilians for decades, over 400,000 landmines. After the conflict, many civilians returned to their home only to find them booby-trapped with invisible enemies, resulting in many deaths. The United Nations has tried to help the civilians of Lebanon reclaim their mine-infested land, but even after many months of demining, there were hundreds of thousands of mines still left unfound. Another example of landmine contamination is Vietnam. There has been a significant effort to clear landmines in Vietnam in the past decade, but still thousands of acres are still contaminated. There has been a surge of deaths, usually from younger workers of rural provinces due to hidden bursting charges. Even though many landmines have been removed, also many still remain undetected, creating a permanent unease for civilians to be on their land and not know if their next stop will be their last. The international community has been actively trying to find solutions to the mine crisis. The UN has made a lot of progress in the last 5 years to remedy the ongoing crisis, working side by side with different states and different NGOs like the Halo Trust, the Mira, and Horizon to address mine clearance, victim aid, and unexploded ordnance mapping. Awareness materials given by the UN are effective in tandem with visible warnings around a mine zone. The United Nations plays a very important role in mine clearance and awareness action. They've developed their policies in the department over many years to increase mine clearance efficiency dramatically. Another solution being employed is the total disarmament of landmine stockpiles that many countries, including the US, still hold on to. Due to the Ottawa Treaty of 1997, which outlawed the use and production of anti-personnel mines, the number of landmines in stockpiles have been greatly reduced. The treaty has been responsible for destroying millions of mines due to its mine destruction quotas put on countries, and as of now, only 2 signatories have failed to uphold their deadlines for mine disarmament. The most prominent solution to the anti-personnel mine crisis, however, is the effective administration of efforts by the UN and NGOs, clearing minefields in the most efficient and cost-effective way. The UN should use a combination of both manual and electronic approaches. This reduces manpower needed and increases efficiency. Landmine clearance is most effective when all of the available tools are used in tandem, including newly developed infrared technology and careful manual removal. The reduction in team sizes due to electronic aid maximizes the resources that each organization has. Choosing the highest valued land for the community to clear first is also an essential aspect of landmine clearance. The goal for all countries who have signed the Ottawa Treaty is to eradicate all anti-personnel mines that are still deployed by the year 2025. Across countries like Cambodia, Angola, and Vietnam, in the past 2 decades, NGOs and the UN and governing bodies have been responsible for, as the Cluster Munitions Monitor states, destroying over 53 million anti-personnel mines. The goal for all clearance and disarmament efforts is to keep civilian areas mine-free and to preserve the human rights of freedom from cruel and unusual punishment, security of person, and life. Hopefully, the goal of eradication of all anti-personnel mines will be achieved in less than a decade.